This was all planned. The riots, everything was all planned by the government. They knew it would happen. Many years ago, at the WEF, the World Economic Forum, as we know, they are one of one world government. Now, all you need to do is look at all the leaders around the West. 99% of them all go to the WEF, and a lot of the main leaders were the World Economic Forum's young future leaders. So when Starmer was a kid, and when, what's the other one called? Our last Prime Minister was a kid. They went to the World Economic Forum and they were made the young future leader and given the award for that. And surprisingly enough, all of those who were given them awards are now all in power at the same time. This isn't a conspiracy, it's fact, and it can be checked. Now, Starmer also went to a communist camp or something when he was younger, which is a bit worrying. It's like they were learning how to become and how to enforce communism, or learn the ways of communism. And now, back to what I was saying, which was, it was all planned. Put mass migration into any Western land. Yeah, we'll allow some in, that's fine. So what they're doing is they're starting war, which will then cause mass migration. But this isn't mass migration, this is extreme migration. Whenever there's been a war in the past, it's only been maybe a few thousand and then it'd stop. This is off the charts. Now, do you know, it's weird that it's all men that's coming as well, young men, which tells me that these aren't migrants, they're an army. So anyway, so they allow them in, they give best part of them, or they put them on a waiting list for years, pisses the migrants off. They know that these are dangerous, best part of them are dangerous criminals, because a lot of them will be getting emptied out of asylums and getting emptied out of prisons. Other countries will be emptying the prisons and asylums and sending them across here just to get them out of their country as well, basically. And when they get here, they're being given 4- or 5-star hotels. They're being given money, our tax money, 3 or 4 square meals a day, a mobile phone, credit for the mobile phone. They've been given all our doctors and dentist appointments, so free NHS, which is pushing us out. The government and those at the top in the WEF knew that this would eventually rile us up. If we've seen enough attacks, enough murders, enough rape of our kids, they knew that we would eventually riot. And they knew. And then all of a sudden, Starmer comes out and goes against the indigenous people, which are annoyed at our citizens being attacked, murdered, raped, and our children being attacked, murdered and raped. And they blame us for it, victim blaming, knowing that this was going to roll us up. And then the riot. And then all of a sudden, after the riot, there's more legislation gets brought in to control. Like I said, it's all about control. And I don't know how true it is, but on GB News this morning, I've just seen that they are thinking about bringing in the army. Did anybody see that during the BLM riots? Because I didn't. And they were a lot worse than ours. They were rioting all over the West. No armies were brought in. No military were brought in. And this is still going on today, a lot of these BLM things. And again, this is to rile up the indigenous and those who have integrated from the past into our civilization, basically. Because it's going to wind them up more as well, especially those that's come illegally and gone through the system, assimilated. It winds them up more. But just what's to come. The anger shouldn't be going towards the police, it should be going towards the government, Keir Starmer, the World Economic Forum, the UN. That's who our anger needs to go towards. But I can see exactly what's going to happen next, and this is a prediction. There's migrants that's inside of I think it's an army camp, and they're all complaining and trying to sue the government because they weren't put in hotels. I think it was something like that. Well, I think it's because they weren't put in hotels myself, and they're a bit pissed off about it because that's probably what they were promised. So they're going to sue the government for it. My guess and prediction is the government's going to give them and grant them the money. So they're going to sue the government and they're going to be given the money. This is another way of getting us to riot and get even more pissed off, so they can put in even more legislation. Just watch. Anyway, peace.